No, yeah, because because I just bought the ant bait and traps, so I was so
Mhm.
horny to put
Dude,
down the traps there. But
I had fucking ants like right before I left because my roommate just like left a bunch of like shit in the kitchen. And so the ants, were in the kitchen for a bit, but then they went to my room and like I like put the traps down and I was like, oh, like, I have a pretty bad ant infestation. And you sent that fucking video. Like, what the fuck? That is like, why do half of them have the capability to fucking fly? Like, did they eat some shit and evolve like
dude,
fucking Pokemon?
yeah,
Like,
this
like
this
what
all
happened?
started back in like I would say February because I would like where my couches are, right? Like the two vertical
Yeah.
ones lined up. And so I would like lay down the couch and then every now and then some ant would like crawl on me. And then there would
Oh.
always just be some ants on the couch and I would always just flip the couch over and I wouldn't see any ants. I'm like,
Mhm,
okay, it must just be some anomaly. And then I
mhm.
came back that weekend and I was plugging in the PlayStation and I felt I could hear like that. I was like, what the fuck? And I looked down and I see all these like little moving like just shimmers. And I put the flashlight on. It was so fucking gross. And I don't know. My dad thinks like the ones that are flying are just like queens or something like that. Maybe I don't. But dude, there's so many
Got like
flying ants.
14
It's
so they're
like,
hives in trying to your create house. like an ant civilization in your fucking basement. Like it is a culmination of several different ant colonies.
yeah. Well then,
Jesus.
cause
It's the
yeah. Then
EU of the ants.
when I last night I thought because we vacuumed like at least 300 of that their like civilization last night. We killed so many, and then they came back full in fruition. And so then I was just trying to like leave. Oh yeah, because I was wanting to check, and I turned the flashlight on my phone, and
Huh.
all the flying ants started like flying around and getting on my hand and phone. And I was in the party. I was like, nope, 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 fuck, fuck, fuck. And so that's why I went upstairs and connected my PlayStation to like this 2009 television or whatever instead. Because I was like, I'm not going downstairs again. It was so bad. But
No, I am just saying you should absolutely hire that guy on YouTube to come. Like he'll like he'll clear the
oh,
floor around it and he just pours like molten lead into it.
yeah.
I'm just saying. Like you
In
should
our own
definitely just give him
house
a call.
on
Yeah, just give him
carpet.
a call.
Yeah,
No, but like with this like Just giant open the window.
yeah,
civilization of ants, like he's gonna pull out the like giant thing of aluminum and it's gonna be like a grid system. Like it's gonna be like a perfectly gridded city. Like
yeah. It's like in Machine City, or no, not. It's the human world in Matrix, where it's just all the tunnels. I'm gonna fucking nuke the Zion of ants or whatever. They're having their like cave orgy right now.
it's like the Great Flood, but it burns. So like,
Ugh,
you'd go down as a biblical event if any survived. So
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, and we typically don't do this, but since we have a special guest on, Isaac, I think we have to formally introduce Roman. Welcome. You were the first member of Stickscast, or the first guest of Stickscast.
wow, this is an honor, like
This is
we're
the peak of your
know,
life.
it's crazy. I
Us
feel
and our
to be here, is like it's like the ground zero of maybe I shouldn't say ground zero. It's the start of something cool.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah, because so we got a little system here because Roman, you decided to pick the movie. Well, wait, hold on. Before we go into movies, though, we always gotta ask Roman, how was your week?
My week was pretty crazy. It was finals week for me. So just got all those done and I packed up and moved. And yesterday I traveled 2,600 miles. So, but we're back home and we're ready. It was a good week. It was a good week though. Yeah.
And then in 2 days you're going off to France.
Not 2 days. I have a week, but I'm
Oh,
spending that time with like my family, and
yeah.
then I'm heading to Strasbourg, France until like June 25th or something like that. And I'm excited, but I don't know any French at all, and I'm living with a French host family. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
Roman, you gotta teach Roman all or not Roman, Isaac, you gotta teach Roman all the
thanks,
French like slang or whatever to use with the
yeah. Roman, whatever you say, I'll teach you how to say I have to take a fat shit. That's about all I can teach you though.
I just know all I know is like, je m'appelle Roman. I know je suis une baguette. I am a baguette. I know mange merde et mourir, which means eat shit and die. So like the essentials. Like I got it down. I know une baguette et fromage, s'il vous plaît. So I can eat. We know that. That's good. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You should learn how to say I don't speak French well. Just like and if you can master that sentence and just confuse them enough, because they'll be like, but that was like perfect French.
Ultimate
Ultimate Chico.
Yeah. It's like j'ai parlé en français mal, and then they'll be like tu comment, and then you'll be like huh, and then that's just gonna be your French trip. So
that is going to be my friendship. I was told by a classmate that has already been to this place that there's a club that I got to go to, and it's like colloquially known as Le Fat is what the club is called. No, it's better. You think that name's good? It turns out they don't market it like this, but the entire it just says Le Fat on it. But the actual club name, like that comes up on your credit card statement, is Le Fat Black Pussy.
Oh my god, you better spend so much money there.
So I'm excited, but I've heard that there's a lot of people that try and like steal your phones and shit at Le Black Fat Pussy. So
you got to get like a new credit card and then just dump a ton of money into that, and it just shows, and you just have an awful credit score just because of that one transaction.
just ruined my life right before it even fucking starts because of Le Fat Black Pussy.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh, and Roman, one last test. This is your final test of whether you can assimilate into French culture. What's your opinion of Muslim women wearing hijabs?
Well, no, I just thought that's so fucked up. Like, they literally have a law. No one talks about that. Like, America's a fucked up place. Don't get me wrong, and we're very overtly discriminatory. But like, everyone's like, "Oh, Europe is so much better." There's literally a law that's like you cannot wear a hijab. Like,
dude.
But guys, it's such a cute country. Have you seen Paris and the Eiffel Tower?
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. God.
One day we'll
There's
get
a lot I would say, but I know this is going on Spotify, so.
But yeah, we're fitting right in with the Spotify cast, so it works out.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Isaac, how was your week?
Pretty good. I just got back home last night, so you should have seen me in the there was like I checked 3 bags because I packed too much shit, and like literally I had to carry this throughout the airport because my backpack or any of my, so basically
wait, Isaac's lagging out.
Lagging out a bit.
No, Isaac.
Oh no, can you not hear me?
Okay, wait, now you're back. You're back now. All right.
Shit. When did I cut out? My bad.
You held up your hydro flask. You're like,
and then you died.
All right, so I had to carry this through 2 airports and over 1 plane ride because it literally wouldn't fit in any of my bags. So it was all completely stuffed. I had a rolling duffel. I had my like suitcase, and then I had a big duffel. You should have seen me. I looked like a transformer when I was walking from the Uber to the front desk to check the bags because because I had my backpack on my front, the duffel like on my back like a backpack. I was rolling one. My hand, it was like rolling it with these 2 fingers, but holding this because I couldn't fit it in the bag. And then in my other hand, I was rolling the duffel. I swear to God, I could have taken over Iraq. That's just me though.
I just imagine you like walking around like a droideka from Star Wars, but after it's done rolling, where like it can only like kind of move a little bit, and it's like arms are fucking up like this, like.
No, absolutely, yeah. It was chaotic, but back now. And also, like, my flight got delayed when I was on the plane, which is kind of weird. But
dude, on my
Yeah.
plane, because I came back yesterday too.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was okay. So let me give you a little taste of what happened
Yeah.
on my flight home. So I'm part of the ski club at my university, and our president was having his 21st birthday that night. So I packed up all my stuff and I went out to our house. And like the ski house is like a frat. Like we have a house, and it's just trashed. Like it's But so we went and we had like a party. I was dressed as Fat Jesus. It was pretty beautiful, and I got a little too drunk, guys. Like a little too much. It was a little bad, to a point where my flight took off at 6:45 in the morning, and I looked down at my phone and it's 2, and I'm like, oh, like I have to be at the airport in like 2.5 hours. Like, so I go home. They have these, like the little like lime scooter thing. So I scooted home in my jeans outfit, right? But I like had it around my neck, right? Kind of like a dress. The back wheel got caught, or the back of my dress got caught in the back wheel and flew me off it and literally almost killed me. Like it was like choking me out. The only reason I didn't die last night was because I got a finger in between, like right here. Like it was weird. I had to like push it on top of me to get out. So then I was like, okay, I shouldn't be riding around. So I walked home. I took a little nap, got up, got to the airport in an Uber, and I was fucked up still. Like it was bad. And I like somehow checked, I got to the gate, and then like the rest of my flights were fine. I sobered up. We're landing in Seattle, like literally a minute from touching down. Like I'm looking to my left and like the buildings are like, we're about to touch down. And this like 75-year-old woman gets up to go to the bathroom. And like the flight attendant's like, ma'am, sit down, like over the intercom. And she's like walking towards the bathroom. One of the flight attendants literally came and like tackles this old woman to put her back in her seat so she doesn't get thrashed around when we land. Then we land, right? And her husband gets up to go to the bathroom, but we can't move until everyone's in their seats. So we're sitting there on the tarmac until this dude sits down. And then this other lady gets up and passes out on the ground. And they had to call the EMTs to come get her off of the plane.
What the fuck is wrong with your flight? Oh
I don't know. It was insane. Yeah. It was,
damn. Oh,
it was intense.
That's a lot, man.
It was intense.
Well, speaking of bad trips, Ash takes one in The Evil Dead, right?
Nils, it's ironic. That's probably the best transition we've ever had.
No, it is. Damn right it is.
Well,
So
let me ask first. Who did you guys watch the OG one, right? Like the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yeah. So Roman, what brought you to suggest this movie? What's your connection with it?
Well, I don't know. My mom's a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
And like that movie is actually like their budget was so low for that movie.
Oh yeah.
If you cannot tell, but because it was made by a bunch of like film students from like the University of Tennessee, and my mom like heard about it because she went there and like saw it in theaters when it like came out and like was like, this is like the best thing ever. And so I remember like I'm like 6 and my mom's like, we're watching this. And that was like basically my introduction to horror movies. And like ever since, like I'm just a huge fan.
It's a good introduction to horror movies, I would say. Evil Dead's like a perfect
Yeah, like it's funny. It's also like really intense sometimes. Like it's campy, but also like if you really think about it, it's like kind of messed up. Like, yeah, it's a good one.
But no, yeah, that's because I first watched this like in 9th grade.
Yeah.
Of like freshman year, and then when I watched it because I was starting to get in horror movies, but I didn't have a good time watching it. And I said this in my Letterboxd review, and I told this to Elias. I think the reason I didn't have a good time is that I was watching it on homecoming night by myself in my basement. And then so then while I was watching it or whatever, then my mom came down and was like, what are you doing here? It's homecoming night. Why aren't you out with people? Why don't you have a date? And I was just trying to watch this like movie the whole time and enjoy myself. And it was like the worst. I still remember it's that night stunk. So Rowan, I'm glad you had me rewatch it because this time I had much more of a blast, like appreciating it and watching it than the first time. So, but
Yeah.
oh my god. So
What were your thoughts, Isaac?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm not like super into horror and stuff. I don't normally see a lot of them, and it's like one of the OGs, like you said. And I really do. I think there's a certain atmosphere you get when not to get too film criticky. I think there's a certain atmosphere, if that makes sense, that you get when you have something that's like, not given like a shit ton of money to produce. And I think it has like it has a charm to it, I would say.
Yeah, it really gives that, like, especially when they don't have a lot of money, like every shoot or like every scene that they shoot like has to have meaning, because it's like every time they do it, like they have so many limited resources. Like I definitely get that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I noticed this time because I watched Evil Dead. I didn't finish it I finished a long time ago and I rewatched it. But it's funny that like this is even like that critical of an observation. But it's funny on the first movie and the second movie, it's always like it's always the women that get fucking like possessed or whatever. It's just so fucking entertaining. Like they're so God, just especially in the second movie, they're so fucking creepy or whatever. It's just so weird. Like, oh my god.
No, I agree. I mean, like I think one thing that's like really interesting is like, especially if you really look at the time frame of the movies, like stuff that was coming out, like this is like when like peak horror was starting to come out, with like Friday the 13th, Halloween, all that kind of stuff. And like all of those are like today it's like different, like watching them and they're like very campy, but it's like they try and take themselves like really seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Evil Dead, like it really was like one of the first movies to really bring in like that comedic element, where it's just things are so absurd, like, that it's like you can't like laugh, but it also like I remember really distinctly, like, they're all like chippy, kind of like, throwing around jokes and, like messing with each other, and then like that first girl goes in the forest and like gets raped by trees, and you're just like, and you're like, oh, like this is like still a really serious like horror movie, like I was so jarred because like I forgot that happened in the movie, and I was like holy shit, like this is like a 10-minute tree rape scene that's like really intense, and it just like really draws you back to the like, oh, like the stakes are legit here. Like,
yeah. Because I forgot that scene happened too, and then I was watching the movie in here, and so like the sound just goes everywhere, and so like even though this could be potentially problematic, what I was gonna say, but like it still sounds bad, like because it's still like a sexual-ish sound from the outside. So then it was just so loud, and then on the screen was just like a fucking just like wood like raping a woman, and then that one shot where it's like it's just the big like stick and it goes whoa,
like just right into her vagina, just whoop, like you're just like, wow, like that was not like, oh, like that was very distinct and clear, like they wanted you to see this chick get raped by a tree, like there was no insinuation here, like they're like, watch this. Like,
and then it was really reflective of society because then she went back to the cabin to tell about it, but no one believed her.
I'm like, even when there's demons, like they're like oh, like she's just sick, like like, well, it's fine. It's not until it's just Ash by himself where he's like, oh wow, like this is serious, like they're always like, oh, like we'll just leave, we'll go to the car, oh, like there's a trail, that's fine. They're not like, oh, there's like demons, like.
And Roman, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Evil Dead 2, because like it's basically kind of just the same-ish movie, but like Evil Dead 2 had more like comedic moments from what I remember. So like I was more anticipating it just being more like kind of goofy, campy, but then this movie actually like was pretty fucking, it was a lot more like grim. than I remember.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I know we watched the first one and the second one, but like the second one, and have you seen the second one, Isaac?
I have not, no.
Okay. Well, basically, like it's the same exact movie, except Ash comes from the first movie, knowing everything that's already happened in the first movie, and is like trying to stop them from reading the book, from like doing all this stuff, but it still happens. And then like it happens again where he is the only person left, but it's like it is a lot more like comedic. Like there's like a scene where he gets bitten and his hand turns demonic, and he chops it off, and like there's like deers and shit like on the walls, and they're all like laughing at him, and like he ties off his like stump arm a chainsaw onto his arm, and like he's like when
I
people
gotta watch
start
this movie. Holy shit.
the second one's awesome.
Yeah, the second one's for sure better.
It's definitely better. But you have to watch the first one to like get the second one. Like you can't, because then it's like you're sitting there and like, why does this dude know everything that's gonna happen? He's like, guys, don't read this stuff. Like leave, and everyone's like, no, it's fine. Like, yeah. And then the Army of Darkness is good too.
Dude, I need to watch Army of Darkness still.
I've seen. I quote that movie so fucking much. Yeah. It's so funny.
Because I've seen Evil Dead 1 and 2 twice now, but I have yet to see Army of Darkness, and that one looks like the most fun because they're in medieval times. Or with it has a chainsaw.
God, yeah, and he has the shotgun. There's like a scene where like, not to like spoil too much, but he's like surrounded by all these like villagers, and they're about to execute him, and he fires a shotgun and goes, "This is my boomstick."
Oh,
he's like, I am a great wizard from a great faraway land. Get back. And everyone's like freaking the fuck out. Like, yeah, it's solid.
But so Isaac, I have to ask then. So like, what's your experience with like 80s horror? Is it just Evil Dead?
I mean, I've seen like Friday the 13th.
Which
other
one?
Than that,
like the OG one?
I saw the first and the third, I think.
The first one's good. I love the campiness of it. Like it's like that's a terrifying movie. Like just like to think like conceptually, like a demon that like, or not a demon, a ghost that chases you in your dreams and like can kill you in your dreams. Like you can't even be safe sleeping. But like I also just love like the campiness of the movie. Like at the end when he like grabs her through the door, like the
Wait, are you talking about Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
I thought Isaac said Friday the 13th.
Oh, you said Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nightmare on Elm Street's good though. I've only seen the first
I need to see that. I really do want to
Nightmare
see
on Elm
that.
Street's
It's just
good.
like I feel like that would fuck with me.
Isaac, you guys, you're not celebrating October right if you're not every weekend at least watching two horror movies during October.
Yeah, and like Halloween's awesome too.
Oh, I need to finish the sequels to that too. I've only seen the first one and the new, like, not the new one, but the one before the new.
Hey, wait, is that the one where? Wait a second, let me look this up. I want to make sure I'm talking about the right one. Sorry, keep going.
It's the one. It's the one with Michael Myers, and not the actor, but the killer. and like he wears the like. I had no idea, but the Michael Myers mask is just an old Captain Kirk mask.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
I thought they flipped it inside out too. So then they put hair on it. And
it just like looks like fucked up and weird.
I love fucking like American 80s horror, like 70s 80s horror lore. It's such a like passionate genre that like they never got any funding from like Hollywood a lot of times. They're cheaply made, but like there's so much dumb amount of passion in a lot of them. That's why I like a lot of the Friday the 13th movies, even though they're mostly bad, like as like movies. And yeah, dude, fucking there's some, it's like, it's the Jason Goes to Hell one is so awful. It's so dog shit. Isaac, sorry, because I doubt you're gonna get to Jason Goes to Hell.
I'm gonna watch all of them, but please spoil all you want.
Does this pitch sound good to you? Because Jason's dead for like the third time, right? Okay. And they're like, let's make Jason like a devil worm that just like can like parasite into people. That's so bad. Or Jason Goes to Manhattan where he's on a boat for an hour and 40 minutes of the movie. So bad.
I know. Like And that movie, I'm pretty sure came out like they made that movie literally because of Predator 2. Like Predator 2 came out after or before that one, and that's the one where the Predator is in New York City, and like, and then they like watch that and they're like, oh, like let's just like I know he's like traditionally set on like a lake, but like let's put him in the city. And like everyone's like, oh yes.
And he's in the city for 10 minutes because he goes to Times Square. He punches a black dude's head off, and then that's the only 10 minutes of the movie.
I know. I mean, it's just it's like watching those movies. It's like you step away, and it's like it's a good experience, but you also really got to think like, what are the lessons I'm learning from this? And it's just like if you want to survive in this world, be a virgin white girl. I've learned.
Yep.
The black guy
Like
always dies first.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't know. There's like so much stuff where it's just like, wow, like this is really representative of our society right now. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, I know. Sorry, this is kind of a reach. I just want to say it because my brain just keeps telling me to say it. If I were to like put like, because I was just then thinking of like modern horror, and because like I don't know, actually it's not even modern. God, we're old. But I think my favorite 2000s horror film it's probably Descent. I think it's still my favorite.
The Descent is a very good horror movie. I mean, like, I remember watching it the first time and like genuinely being scared.
Isaac, have you seen that?
The Descent? No.
It's a good one. If you ever like want to watch a good like 2000s horror movie, like I feel like 2000s were horror movies really like they tried too hard to be serious about themselves, like, but yeah, I mean that movie's terrifying. Like just the idea of like these subhuman thing, like mutant blind things living in caves and like the hills of Appalachia, America, like
oh God. And especially if you hate caving, it's like or any form of claustrophobic, it is the ultimate horror.
Oh God, yeah. No, that is a spelunker's nightmare right there.
Jesus.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Roman, I'm glad you suggested Evil Dead though, because I was like, I kind of forgot, like it's grown on me so much, and then it was funny because then I literally saw Doctor Strange last night.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so spoil.
Yeah, me neither.
Damn.
I'm waiting to see for my little brother to get back, and I'm gonna see it with him. But like I've heard it's trippy. Is it like what's your review on it so far? Like was it good? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, but like it is kind of a mixed bag in some parts. Like so I don't want to like get too much into it. There's parts I really like, and then Elias disagrees with me, but there's some parts that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be like, it feels like Kevin Feige's like, you have to put this in for later movies, and it really takes it away from the original like Sam Raimi Doctor Strange thing. It's like, dude, run. Okay, we have 10 minutes. All right, that's fine. But yeah, no, I was like, no, let Sam Raimi and Doctor Strange be its own thing, and you'll say that's all I'm gonna say because it was just like,
yeah.
But Elias liked it, so I don't know. I guess it just depends on the person.
Okay.
So, wait. So Roman, would you say Evil Dead then is your favorite horror movie?
Well, okay, so I'm kind of at this point with horror movies where it's like I used to watch them because they were unique and they scared me, right? But you kind of get jaded after watching so many horror movies because they become predictable where they jump scare. Like the true horror movies that scare me now are the ones that like get under your skin. Like it's not really scary to me anymore to watch someone get cut in half, but like to like true psychological horror where you're just like, oh my God, like this is terrifying, so I think I'm at a point with horror movies now where I'm just trying to find things that scare me, and I think that is my true gauge of favorite horror movie-ness. And for me right now, if you guys want to watch a terrifying movie that I have seen multiple times but still scares me even though I know what's going to happen, is I believe it came out, it's either 2009 or 2011, maybe 2013. I don't know, kind of like in that 5-year, whatever. Sinister.
Oh,
Sinister.
God,
That
Isaac.
movie. Have any of y'all seen that movie?
I have not, but I like kind of know what's it about, sort of, where they watch like the videotapes of the, or is that just a sequel?
No, yeah, like that's like part of it is like so Ethan Hawke is I'm not gonna like spoil the movie, but like
Okay.
basically the premise is Ethan Hawke he's like a writer about like murders and I don't know that kind of stuff. What's it like true crime writer? But he's super like he's like the Christian Bale of like of of crime writers. So he goes and he lives in the house of a family that got murdered. And he's like writing about them. He's trying to figure out what's going on because it's like basically the entire family died and the youngest child is just missing. And so he finds these like home films of the family dying, and then he finds more home films of other families, and then he figures out it's a chain, but it's not. It's like it's very psychological. It has to do with like the afterlife and demons and stuff, and like it has a very M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end that like unless you're really paying attention, which is hard to because you're just getting berated with terrifying things, at the end you're like, no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
the sequels of it are terrible. They have nothing to do. It was just a complete cash grab, like The Matrix. But yeah, we don't have enough time for that. But
yeah, we only got 6 minutes. That's a whole hour podcast.
Yeah, but Sinister is a good one. It's terrifying though.
No.
It's scary as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, and then Isaac, I know you're not a big horror guy, but what's your favorite horror?
It's my favorite horror movie. I thought, shit, what's one that I've seen that was actually like not a lot of people liked it. I have you guys heard of Event Horizon?
Yeah.
Big fan.
Oh, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Big fan. I really like sci-fi, so like having the sci-fi horror mix is really cool for me.
Yeah, I think sci-fi horror is really cool too. It's just like because I think the biggest horror thing that they draw on is like the like existential crises of space, you know, where it's just like, are there other things living out there?
Yeah.
Like the infiniteness of space, just like that existential dread that I feel like everyone just kind of constantly feels that just really touches on. And like sci-fi horror will always have like a special place, I feel like, in horror.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. So
yeah.
Like OG Alien.
Dude.
Oh my god.
We were talking I was talking about this last night.
It's so good.
Honestly, I was a big fan of Predator, but like I have appreciated Alien a lot more growing up because
Predator is
it's a better movie.
But it's a different type of movie.
Yeah. Did you hear that come out with the Predator movie?
Yeah, I'm not excited for it. I think it's gonna
be. Is
it
the sequel to the Predator movie that came out like 2017?
It like no. It's just another basically it's called I've correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's called it's like I think it's called Prey or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And all we know about it is it's set in pre-colonial America. So they're like
that's cool.
Native Americans.
Oh,
okay. That actually might be good.
Yeah, and it's a little tie back to like in Predator 2, you can see in the background there's like they collect trophies and like one of them is like I think some sort of Native American like tomahawk or something. I think it's like a tag.
Hear me out. Yeah. Even though it's like all Native American, what if like it's like a MCU like cameo where it's like 50 minutes in and then it's Arnold Schwarzenegger comes in, but they like it's just racist, like he has like head feathers on and everything. It's like
get in the mud. They cannot see you in the mud.
The whole crowd's like, whoa!
God, I love, again, I know we don't have much time, but I love how like after like Infinity War, every movie is just trying to create their own universe now. Like, remember with like Tom Cruise and like the Mummy movie, how they tried
my god, yeah.
How they tried making like a weird like a
Dooku
horror universe.
The dark universe cinematic. Yeah, Dooku.
Yeah, and then they have like the Godzilla universe now, and like
hey, it's the MonsterVerse, and it's amazing.
It is amazing. I love every single one of those movies. I cannot wait to see more.
I
don't know what they're gonna do, but
I cherish you guys because I loved I liked Godzilla. I liked King Kong, right?
I have a rating of this.
And then I haven't seen Godzilla 2 because
Okay.
but then I try to watch Godzilla versus King Kong, and I know it's good. Like it's entertaining in the second half, but I was like 20 minutes in, and I just couldn't withstand another Millie Bobby Brown like scene of them talking.
Yeah.
And I was like with Aaliyah, I was like, I no, we can just turn this off. And
yeah,
I just
you can if you ever. I mean, ideally, based on what you just said, you never watched Godzilla King of Monsters. That's like, imagine that for King Kong, but instead of only being like, because they're only representing like that part of, Godzilla's side, which is like half the movie. They're the whole thing. They're just the whole thing. So yeah, King of Monsters, pretty metal at some points, pretty cool, but you would hate it.
I just think that like later on, like the OG, not like the OG like Japanese Godzilla, but like the redone Godzilla, that came out in what, like
2014.
Yeah. Like I think that movie is a classic. Like that makes me feel like that movie makes me feel the same way I feel after watching like Transformers 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just
that was definitely one of the better reboots.
Do you guys remember getting like chills, or at least I did, when that trailer for that movie came out and they're going skydiving and then the fucking flares? I will always remember that. I'm gonna be on my deathbed, and then like that's gonna be like my final words to my great grandchild. I was like, the Godzilla 2014 teaser trailer. It was so good, and then I just died.
Yeah.
It'd be so good.
Fair. It's actually really weird. I literally maybe 2 days before the original teaser was actually released back in like 2012 or 2013, for some reason I had just gotten into Godzilla. So that was like a calling from God in my view, because I was like, I'm really into Godzilla. I'm going to watch all the old movies. And then I saw a trailer get released for like the reboot, and I was like, oh my God. So maybe there is a God,
And that's the consensus of the podcast, after all, is that maybe there is God. Okay, well, shit. All right, we got a minute to wrap it all up, but I had Roman. I appreciate you for being the first guest on Stickscast. I think I had a great time. This is it.
I loved being on here. I hope to be a reoccurring guest because I have so many movies to talk about. So
I mean, you're a pretty big movie guy. Like, you've seen a ton. So that's
no, and I, as a philosophy major, I will get into it. So
hell yeah,
extend your time on Zoom here. All right.
Yeah,
I know.
Buy the premium plan once we get more views.
I'll fucking do it. All right, well, because I don't know when it's gonna end, I'm gonna have to end it off here. But it was a great time, guys.
See you later.
Bye, guys.